All right, here we go. Let me plug the joint right quick. What makes sexual relationships go cold? Right? And if we wanted to get funky with it, we can just say, what makes your fuck buddy not want to fuck you no more? Right? What makes sexual relationships go cold? Now, there's a couple of different reasons why that could happen. We're going to focus on one. And it's one main thing that I've been saying about women for the longest time. Okay, it's one thing that all women covet. Okay, number one, all women covet some good sex, right? They want some good dick in their life, right? All women want that, right? But there is something that women want more. Yeah, believe it or not. There is something that women want more than just great sex. I mean, they want that too. Because we know women are greedy as fuck, right? Women, they want it all, right? We know women want great sex, but there is something that they want more than great sex. And this something that they want more is something that a lot of women find it difficult to secure from a man who can not only give them great sex, but a man that they actually like, where that man also likes them back, which makes them want this one thing from a particular man. What makes sexual relationships go cold? Now, I'm going to share with you this Facebook post, right? And then we're going to get into it. So let's go ahead and snatch it up. Right here. So the babe says, just received a booty call, and I straight up told him the sex is great. She says, amazing. Now, let me say this real quick. When it comes to men's performance in the bedroom, okay, you have guys that suck. You have guys that are serviceable, meaning they're not necessarily good, but they're not bad either. They're serviceable, right? Then you have guys that are good. Then you have guys that are utterly amazing in bed, right? Like there is a hierarchy to a motherfucker sex game. And women are all too well aware of this, right? When you are amazing, yeah. Women are going to stick around for a lot of shit. But everything has its shelf life. Everything has an expiration date. And when it comes to fuck buddy scenarios or sexual relationships, out of all the different type of relationships you can venture into with a woman, a sexual relationship or a fuck buddy relationship has the shortest shelf life, right? There are exceptions, right? Because I've had fuck buddy situations that lasted for like 2 years, right? And that's longer than some people's relationships be lasting. So there are exceptions. But by and large, fuck buddy scenarios or situations or relationships typically have the shortest shelf life. And there's a reason for that. But let's continue to read her joint. Just received a booty call, and I straight up told him the sex is great, but he doesn't give me attention after the sex. And I don't appreciate that. So I won't be showing up. Now, here's the thing. Okay, women, I got to call bullshit, right? Now, this is what I mean by that. She won't be showing up for now. Y'all ever, for y'all sports fans, right? Y'all see how some of these football players be holding out for a better contract? And then once those fines start to hit and they start losing money, see, they're holding out for more money. They're holding out for what they think is a better situation for them. But once they start getting fined for those missed practices and OTAs and all that other shit, what do they end up doing? They end up caving in and they give up on that holdout and they go back to their team, right? So I said all that to say this. If a woman has a fuck buddy who is great, let alone amazing in bed, She'll be back. See, right now she's in her feelings, right? She needs some time to reconcile her emotions, right? So she might get out there and start dating other men, and she's going to have sex with other men. And what she's going to find, more than likely, is that in the bedroom, those men don't quite measure up to the other guy. Now, some women might say, oh, sex ain't everything. And you're right. Here's the problem, though. I don't care what women say. Most women, exceptions aside, would rather have a fuck buddy who's amazing in the bedroom than to have a guy who is giving them non-sexual intimacy. And that right there is what women covet more than sex. In many cases, it's non-sexual intimacy, which is what she's talking about, right? So back to the point I was trying to make. Most women in most circumstances would rather have a guy who is amazing in the bedroom, but all he gives them is dick, versus a guy who is mediocre in the bedroom, or he just flat out sucks, but he's giving them non-sexual intimacy. Now, what some women may do is they'll keep dating the mediocre guy, right? The guy who sucks in the bedroom, right? Because he gives them that other thing that they covet so much, which is non-sexual intimacy. But what are they going to do? They're going to go back to that guy who is amazing in bed. Yeah, they might even get into a relationship with the guy who sucks in the bedroom, but gives them what they want non-sexually. But in many cases, she's going to be fucking that amazing guy on the side. Hey, ladies, my bad. I didn't mean to say that out loud. I don't want to tell y'all secrets. Right? Now, in some cases, they might not get into a relationship with the other guy. They just might stop fucking with him, because what you cannot have is you're so deficient in one area, but where you are efficient at, it's not enough to make up for your deficiencies in this other area. You feel what I'm saying? Because regardless of what women say, if they encounter a man who's willing to give them non-sexual intimacy, he's willing to date them, take them seriously, all of that. If he's horrible in the bedroom, that really doesn't do it for women. That's not a real good situation that women really want to be in. Is to be dealing with one guy only, but he happens to suck in bed, right? Women want both. They want the nice, healthy balance of a man who is amazing in the bedroom and he's amazing to them out of the bedroom. What makes sexual relationships go cold? Right? Again, there's a myriad of reasons, right, which I will not be getting into with this particular drop. I will do another drop breaking that down later. But for the purpose of this joint, strictly this. When women want non-sexual intimacy, when they covet non-sexual intimacy, that will make them get a little emotional. And they might be like, fuck this, I'm out. Now, for the women listening, I want to hip y'all to something. I want to help y'all out. I just want to hit y'all with that. Ladies, anything you believe is worth having requires a level of investment where a calculated risk is required. Okay, let me say that shit again. Okay, man, this applies to you too, but we're just talking to the ladies right now. Anything you believe is worth having requires a level of investment where a calculated risk is required. Now, this is what a calculated risk is, just in case you don't know. Y'all should know, but allow me to help you just in case you don't feel like looking this shit up. A calculated risk is a risk that you consider is worth taking because the result, if it is successful, will be very good. Here is the problem with a lot of women. So let's get back to this joint that I showed you real quick. Let me get back. I just want to bring it back up, and I want to make my point. See, in her diatribe, okay, nowhere did she say, I've been making this man dinner. I've been doing things for this man to show him that I'm much more than just a woman he can fuck on. Man, I've been taking this man out on his dime. I mean, on my dime. You know, football season has started. He's a big football fan. I've been taking this man to sports bars so he can watch his team while I feed him. Nowhere did she say that she was doing anything other than fucking them. Right? Nowhere did she say this. So when I tell you motherfuckers, hashtag her debit card works too, I'm not saying that just to be saying it. I'm saying it for this reason. This is what women would gain, right? Guys, there are women who don't have game either. Like some of y'all don't have no game. There are women who don't have no game either. Right? And when you don't have no game, you overcompensate, right? An example of overcompensation would be a guy who has no game, so he uses his money. He leaves with his wallet to try and win the affection of a woman or to try and get her to fuck him because he ain't got no game, right? And so because he has no game and he hasn't done the work to acquire it, he overcompensates with his wallet. Some women, unfortunately, when they ain't got no game, they overcompensate with their vagina. Okay, and what I mean by that is this. Ladies, when you're dealing with a simp, when you are dealing with a man who don't have any options, yes, you fucking him might be enough for him to do all of that fly shit you want outside of the bedroom. All the non-sexual intimacy you covet, he might bring it to you. Here's the reality of it, though. Women don't really like those type of guys. They want the guy that's hard to get. Yeah, they want that guy. They want that guy who's hard to get. They want that guy who fuck them good, but he don't really be missing them like that. He don't be calling them like that. He don't be sweating them like that. When they get done fucking, he get up. As soon as he gets done, he get up. He stand at the foot of the bed. And he tells Shorty, yo, look, there's a washcloth and some feminine body wipe. Okay, there's also some feminine wipes in the bathroom. If you want to clean yourself off, wipe yourself down, feel free to go in there and freshen up. And he's reaching for his lounge pants or his basketball shorts and he's sliding the motherfuckers on, right? Because she know that he done, right? He don't lay in the bed and pillow talk with her. He don't snuggle up with her and shit. He don't do none of that shit. He get his, roll up out the bed, stand at the foot of the bed, like he just conquered some shit, all sweating and shit. Yeah, ladies, I'm painting the picture. Right? Ask me how I know this. Right? Anyway, and he's kind of dismissive of her, like, all right, I'm good. And then she goes to the bathroom and she freshens up. She know what time it is. She understands the assignment. She knows it's time for her to get dressed and go on home. And then he hits her with this. He walks up to her, gets all close to her, dead in her face, reaches down, grab a palm full of ass, and tells her, call me when you make it home safe. And then he smacks that ass. And then he walks out the room. And she looking at that motherfucker like, how you gonna dick me down like that? I feel like I'm supposed to lay here and just bask in the glory and the euphoria of what you just did to me. And you gonna dismiss me like that? Ladies, I get it. I get it. You feel away, especially when he hit the bottom of that motherfucker. Had you quivering, shaking, speaking in tongues. He done pulled the bed sheets and shit. You know, he got them fitted sheets. He didn't pull so hard. The shit then came loose at the end. And you sit in her home. Ladies, I get it. Here's the reality of it. When you are dealing with that kind of man, a man who got options, a man that you're sharing, by the way. Just want to let you know that. Sex for him is easy. If you want that man's attention, what are you going to do to get it? Fucking him ain't enough. See, fucking him and sucking him good, you're getting his sexual attention. Oh, yeah. He going to have you come back over. Yeah. He want to hit that again and again and again and again. Just like you think he's an amazing lover, he like what you do too, girl. Oh, yeah, he like what you do. That thing you do with your mouth, he like that shit, which is why he keeps fucking. But ladies, what else are you showing that man? Because if you're showing up thinking that fucking him is enough to get him to take you seriously, no. I'm going to put it like this, and I want women to understand what I'm about to say because I'm so sincere when I say this shit. So we understand that part of what makes a woman sexually desire a man is sex appeal, is the appeal of him sexually, right? Women are gravitating to this particular man that they desire sexually because of his sex appeal. Ladies, here's a news flash. If you want non-sexual intimacy from that man that you want so bad, guess what you need to have? You need to have non-sexual appeal, the appeal of your non-sexual time. Does that man want to kick it with you? Do he want to fuck with you beyond sex? Here's the thing, and I said this in a post. Well, in that post, I reposted it to the Real Game No Theory Facebook group. The Socio-Sexual Dynamics Facebook group. And I said this, free will, right? If the woman wants more than what the man is providing, she has a right to go seek it elsewhere. Free will. If that man doesn't want to give that woman more than what he's given her, although he knows she wants more, he has a right to deny it, right? Just like women have a right to deny men access to them sexually, men have every right to deny a woman's access to them non-sexually. And with that being the case, you're not going to get the non-sexual intimacy you desire so much. But ladies, what are you doing other than fucking and sucking him? See, what ladies want to do, some of y'all, not all of y'all, some of y'all want to take shortcuts. Some of y'all want to take shortcuts. Zad, what do you mean by women want to take shortcuts to try and get or extract the non-sexual intimacy from a man? They want to think that they're practicing abstinence. They want to try and withhold the sex and say, oh, you got to date me first, right? Now, oftentimes when women do this, most of the time they're not sexually attracted to you. It don't matter how much non-sexual intimacy you give them, they ain't fucking you. Now, other times, women may be down to fuck, but they're going to try and extract non-sexual intimacy from you first and then give you the ass on the back end. And what they don't understand is you are not, ladies, you aren't non-sexually appealing. Because if you were, men would be giving you the non-sexual intimacy you desire. You need to position yourself to have that man look at you in that regard. What are you doing? You want to spend time with that man non-sexually. Let's get back to the quote. Hashtag her debit card works too. See, when women are gamed up, they figured it out. Okay, they've been fucking this dude for a while. This dude isn't saying anything about spending time with this woman non-sexually. He's not making a play to give her any non-sexual time whatsoever. So what some women will do is take a calculated risk. Here we go. Hold on. Let's go back to it. They will take a calculated risk because not only do they enjoy that man sexually, but they think they might actually have a great time with him non-sexually if only he will give them access to his non-sexual time and attention so they can get to that non-sexual intimacy that they covet so much. Hashtag her debit card work too. What some women have figured out is, I'll know what I'll do. In a very sly, clever way, I will invite him out on a date and I'll pay. I'll pay. I kill two birds with one stone. I feed him and I get my non-sexual attention, right? It might not necessarily be intimate, but at least it's a start. I get him to notice me. I get him to spend time with me without us being in a bed, right? But here's the thing. This is what a lot of women don't get. Anything you believe is worth having requires a level of investment where a calculated risk is required. Ladies, investing your pussy for that man that you really want isn't enough for you to secure that non-sexual intimacy that you covet so much. You got to invest way more than just sex. Now, some women who ain't gamed up, they will attempt to fuck their way to non-sexual intimacy. Wrong way to do it. Now, if you're dealing with a simp, a lame dude who is easily controlled by sex, yeah, you might be able to do it with him. But again, women don't really like those type of guys like that, right? Those are the guys they typically just use for dates and attention and validation. The guy that they really want, the guy that's fucking them dizzy, the guy that don't really, call them like that, the guy don't be hitting them up, talking to them about anything, the guy who only text or call when he wants to break her off. Yeah. She want that guy to give her non-sexual intimacy. Ladies, you got to take that calculated risk. Cook that man a home cooked meal. Take that man out on your dime. See, guys, when I deal with women, I would never deal with a woman outside of sex who doesn't take a calculated risk. She got to invest more than her pussy for me to look at her as someone that I could fuck with beyond just sex. Hashtag her debit card works too. What makes sexual relationships go cold? When women want more than just sex and you're not giving it to them. I'm out.